Page 8. I'm going to do the G workout and finger strengtheners both in this lesson. They're introducing the note G. So far we've had C through F, C, D, E, F. So you know what those the keys are on the piano. Any of them. Instantly, you just know the name of any of those keys. Now it's G. We got one more up here. G is, take a group of 3, and there's 2 middle keys in it, and it's the lower middle. G, 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 G. And in the music, G is the next to the bottom line. You see, we say the notes are either on a line or in a space. And on a line means the line goes through the note. Because if the note were above the line, that would be in a space. So we have to do on a line is the line goes through it. So G is the next to the bottom line, and it is the G above middle C, this G. And that's the note. So then we'll have 5 of the 7 notes learned, 5 of the 7 keys learned, and then we got 5 notes in the music learned, I hope. Because you need to know the names of these notes in the music instantly, so you don't have to figure them out. I have a drill I call the play it and say it drill, where you go to the piece of music, any music, doesn't matter. You see a note, you say the name of it, and you play it. Any finger, doesn't matter. No rhythm, no nothing. You want to be able to see the note in the music, know what it's called, and know what it sounds like, sort of. You don't have to remember what it sounds like. You're not after memorizing the sounds or pitches. You just want to, over time, you associate the sound with the note. So it would be like in G workout, I would go C, C. I don't say middle C each time, it's just C. C, C, G, D, D, G, E, E, F, G, E, D, C. And I do this with a little bit every day until the notes are automatic. You don't even have to think about them. That's what it is. Okay, I know what it is. Eventually. Now I look through this G workout. It's 1 line long, 4/4 time signature treble clef. Of course, we're still doing treble clef. We haven't started bass clef yet. Stick around, we'll get there. Let's get this treble clef down first. And they want thumb on middle C, and that's the right hand. So we're going to thumb here, and that puts the hand here. So you don't need these other finger numbers. Please don't be reading finger numbers. Here, read the notes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you go at your speed or whatever, just make sure you can play it okay. Try to play it without looking at the keyboard so you can remember which fingers are on which keys, and no hesitations. Then we'll go to finger strengtheners. It's a little misleading. I don't know about strengtheners. That's a little dangerous. The fingers are not equal. They're different ones. Thumb is the strongest, and as you go toward the pinky, they get weaker and weaker and weaker. A little bit. But by the time you get the little finger, it's not nearly quite as strong a finger. And they're awkward. The 4th and 5th fingers are awkward because of the way we're built. They're kind of tied together. And so they don't work real well independently, not like the other 2 fingers, or the other fingers do. I call them the awkward fingers, not the weak fingers. And I'm not going to strengthen them. I'm going to develop them. I'm going to make them less awkward. And we do that by using them. Now, I haven't talked about technique yet. I don't teach technique in these videos. Technique is how you physically play the note. Push it down or pull it down or whatever. How physically. That's technique. The reason is because I can explain it to you physically how to do it. You can watch me and think, okay, I got it. And then when you try it, get it all wrong. And you won't know you're getting it wrong. That's the problem. Happened to me that's why you need a live teacher, really, because they can help you with the technique. Because to teach technique to you properly, I need you in front of me. I need to actually see what you're doing so I can help you with it. However, I'll try and explain some things about technique. With modern pianos, they're not the same as pianos 200 years ago. It takes a certain amount of strength, if you would, to push a note down. They don't go down as easily as they did in Beethoven's time. Let's put it that way. There's a little more resistance there. long time ago, you would hold the hand still and use fingers. Yeah. That's for the instruments 200 years ago and before. That doesn't work with these instruments because the fingers really don't have the strength. And by doing this, you're introducing tension in the arms and the wrists and so forth. And we don't want tension, any more tension than we can help it, because we want to stay relaxed. So I use what I learned in college, and that is a controlled weight distribution, controlled weight drop. I'm using gravity, or the weight of the hand and the arm, to push the note down. So when I push the note down, let's just take a note, any note, I don't care. And I'm lowering the hand and the arm downward, and I'm pushing the note down with the weight. I'm dropping weight into it. And how much weight, that depends on how loud it is. If I drop a lot of weight into it and go down quickly, it's loud. If I drop just a little weight and go down slowly, control it, it's soft. Anywhere in between. And this takes practice to gain that control of how much weight you're putting on each finger to play it, because the fingers are not equal, as I said, so it might take a slightly different feel in each finger to get the same sound. And let the wrist collapse a little, not a lot. Let the wrist collapse. Don't play with stiff wrists. This is what I'm after. Let the wrist collapse. And with this one, you just do it with each note. Go up. I'm just dropping the weight on each finger. It's like when you walk down the street and your legs, and you're just transferring weight from leg to leg as you're walking. Well, that's what I'm doing here, except I got 5 legs. I'm just here, and then I transfer it to here, and then I transfer it to here, and then I transfer the weight over here. And the motion is actually very little. It's very subtle. I exaggerate it so you can see it better. But that's what we're doing. The technique is this, and I'm just transferring weight from finger to finger. Very relaxed. There's not a lot of extra flying finger motion and all that stuff. That's tension when you're doing that. We want to stay relaxed. Just keep the fingers on the keys and just relax. Well, on the finger strengtheners, as I call them, you're simply transferring weight from the 4th finger to the 5th finger, back and forth. You're just kind of alternating here. Most of the work's been done in the arm and twisting. And this is just transferring weight. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1. This is one of the problems I have with this particular book, and a lot of others too, is you're only working with one hand. You have to develop both hands the same. So in my opinion, we should be having both hands in this C position. Have I talked C position yet? C positions where all the fingers are on a note, and the bottom note tells you the name. C position, C position, C position, C position, blah, blah, blah. But if you put both hands on that, you do them both. Same finger in each hand, and you're just mirroring it. This way you're developing both hands. And I mirror it because the hands want to do that automatically. You don't even have to think about mirroring. You let one hand do it and just let the other hand follow, and it'll automatically mirror what the other hand is doing. So we do it that way, and it makes it a little easier. And that is what they're calling finger strengtheners. I'm not going to do play with me's on this. Hopefully you can do these 2 lines okay, but let me know if you have questions.